Welcome to Under the Vest, a podcast about policing, life, mental health, and everything that we carry when nobody's watching. I'm your host, Austin, and I'm 23 years old. I've been a police officer for about 3 years now. Before we go any further, I want to be very honest with you. I do not have life figured out. I'm not here as an expert. I'm not here pretending I've mastered this career, adulthood, relationships, stress, or honestly anything else. I'm here as someone living it in real time. Someone learning, growing, messing up sometimes, getting better. And honestly, that's what this podcast is about. There are a lot of opinions about police officers, a lot of conversations about this job, but not enough honest conversations about the people doing it, especially those younger officers trying to figure out how to be good at the job and also figuring out who they are outside of it. How do you handle stress? How do you grow up fast in a profession that shows you the worst parts of life early? How do you protect your mental health while still showing up for others? How do you stay human in a job that can harden you if you let it? Those are the conversations that I really want to have here. I'm still early in my career. Like I said earlier, 3 years in to be exact. That means I don't have decades of wisdom to hand out. But I do have real perspective from someone in it right now. I know what it's like to be young and carry serious responsibility. I know what it's like to leave a difficult call and still have to act normal afterwards. I know what it's like to be learning confidence while also learning humility. I also know what it's like to want to be strong, but also realizing strength sometimes means speaking up. And I know I'm not the only one. One thing I want this podcast to be clear about from day one is mental health matters. In this profession, a lot of people think toughness means silence. Push it down, move on, handle it yourself. But carrying everything alone doesn't make you strong, it just makes you heavy. Stress builds up, trauma builds up, burnout builds up, and eventually something gives. And that's why we're going to talk openly here about stress, anxiety, trauma, the relationships, the purpose, the discipline, and just staying healthy mentally. Because taking care of yourself and your mind should be just as normal as putting on your vest. This podcast won't be me pretending to have the answers. It'll be real conversations. Sometimes it'll be me sharing my thoughts from what I'm learning. Sometimes we'll bring on experienced officers who have been through it more than I have. Sometimes we'll talk to spouses, therapists, fitness coaches, or people who can teach us something valuable. Our topics are going to include, being a young officer, mental health in law enforcement, relationships and shift work, discipline and personal growth, stress management, lessons from the street that apply to life, mistakes, growth, maturity, who you are when that uniform comes off. If you're a young officer listening to this, you don't need to have it all figured out right now. Honestly, none of us do. You just need to keep learning, stay humble, stay healthy, and keep becoming better than you were yesterday. If you're a veteran officer listening to this, I hope this gives you perspective into the newer generation coming into this profession. And honestly, if you're not into law enforcement at all, welcome. There's something here for anyone trying to carry the responsibility and still stay grounded. This is Under the Vest, not a podcast from someone who has all the answers, a podcast from someone asking real questions, hopefully finding better answers along the way. Thanks for listening to episode 1. Take care of your mind, take care of your people, stay safe. I'll see you next time.